should pack my stuff, and they are going to send me to my new in-laws house. What's good, y'all? Welcome back to my channel, and as y'all can tell from the title of this video, I'm going to be talking about how my parents found out, as well as everyone else, and how they reacted to finding out that I was pregnant. For those who are new, I am Dee, and this over here is Alora, who's being very loud. Say hello. Hello, nicely. Say hello. Say hello, mama. Okay, so yeah, let's hop into this. Guys, don't mind the way her hair is looking. I was trying to do it and then she got tired. I only did like the back, and we still need to do the middle and front. But yeah. For those who watched my previous video, the part 1 of this, my parents only found out about my pregnancy later on. I was in my 6th month, and the way they found out was not the best way. So I was living on my own, and I'd gone home for the festive season. It was December, but the thing was, my mom wasn't home. So she used to come home during the day, but then she left because she was part of a strike that they were doing with for refugee rights, I think. They were doing a strike, so they used to go and camp out there by, I think it's the Parliament. I don't know if I'm correct. I'm gonna have to check with my sister, but yeah, they used to go there for the camp, and so she never slept at home that whole time, like for the rest of that year. So she went there every evening, came back in the morning, but then she'd go to work and then come back from work only to leave again. So yeah, we hardly saw her, so that's probably why she never picked up that I was expecting. And then but my dad found out before she did. So while I was at home, obviously, like, I was in my 2nd trimester and I was tired all the time and I slept a lot, and for me that was like out of the ordinary because I don't sleep during the day. Like, doesn't matter what's happening, I just don't sleep during the day. So my dad started wondering, like, why is she not sleeping? I mean, why is she sleeping during the day, and why is she different? And I don't know, but he couldn't pinpoint what it was. And then this one time he came back from work and he looked like something bad had happened. Now, he was supposed to have got to check my mom, and there was, I think, a riot that went out, and then when we saw him and the way he was, we thought something bad happened to our mom. So we asked him, what's up, what's happening, because he looked like someone died. Yeah, that's the best description I can come up with. Mama, what's wrong? So it looked like someone died, but then when we asked him, he'd be like, nah, everything is fine. Like, we were so worried that I even called my mom right there and then just to make sure that everything was okay on that side. But yeah, she said that everything was fine, so it must have been something else, but clearly we could see that something was bothering him. And from then he was just quiet, like he didn't talk to us, he wasn't active, he wasn't engaging, and something was up. And I low-key suspected that he was suspecting my pregnancy. Hey, yeah. I low-key suspected that he was suspecting that I was pregnant, but he couldn't pinpoint it. But then I didn't have any proof, and he wasn't saying anything. and we all knew that Dada. We all knew that he was more of a straightforward type of guy, so like he speaks his mind. So this was weird. We decided to not give it mine until he decided to open up about it. This happened few days before, just after Christmas. I just can't recall properly. I'm gonna have to ask my sister on that. Okay. But yeah, I'm sorry. Deborah keeps moving the camera because she likes playing with the light. But anyways, so fast forward to New Year's Eve. Yeah, it was New Year's Eve, and my mom again was not home. She was supposed to She was supposed to be home that night, but it was not possible. So she had to go to the place where they were sleeping, and then we usually have like a vibey New Year's Eve, but obviously it wasn't the same because my dad was also engaging, but not as much as he usually did. And I was like, nah, this guy knows, but he's not saying anything. And I was like, why is he not saying anything? Because I low-key wanted him to start or initiate the conversation because I didn't know how to start it. And I preferred talking to my mom first before going to him, like, because it's easier that way, and I'm closer to my mom than I am to him. So I was gonna tell my mom, and then my mom's gonna tell him, and then deal with it that way. But yeah, so he figured it out because my mom was not available, and then he didn't say anything. He went on, pretended like nothing was going on, but we could pick up from his mood and the way he was responding that something was off, but we just couldn't figure out what it was. And my instincts were on point. But yeah, he went on with the speech and everything, but yeah, nah. Then in the New Year morning, my mom arrived early in the morning for New Year's because that's a family tradition of ours that we spend New Year's together and then we celebrate together. So she arrived very early in the morning, but then before that she said that she wanted to tackle some issues and resolve any problems that we have at home or concerns that we have, so that we do not go into the New Year with old problems or whatever. So it's something that we recently started. But yeah, so on that note, that's when I opened up about the issue that led to a very big fight, or rather disagreement, and it didn't go as well as I planned, and I was hurt after the incident. After that argument, that is when, because I was so hurt about the disagreement and I didn't expect it to end the way that it did, I was like, you know what, I'm done hiding this pregnancy. I'm just gonna let it out, and because things can't get any worse for me, at least at that point I felt like the worst has happened and it can't get any worse from there. So yeah, so I decided to just let it out, and then so I got dressed in my normal clothing that does not really hide my belly, and then I told my sister the plan. I was like, I'm done keeping this a secret. There's no point to it anymore, because what I was trying to resolve before letting this news come out was not working, was not going according to plan. So I decided that I was just gonna let it out because that was it for me. And then after that, and then I also told her that if they didn't notice, that I would tell her the next morning, since she was sleeping over that day. She wasn't going out. And then as I am feeling cold, let me get a jacket. So yeah, where was I? So after I got dressed, I went out into the living room, and then I think it is my dad noticed it again, and I guess this was his confirmation, and that is when he decided to tell his wife. So he went into the room, waited for her to go into their room also, and then that's when I guess, okay, so I didn't know all of this at the time. So I was in the living room minding my own business, going on with my day, and then I don't know, the vibe just changed in the house, and then but then it was subtle. It was almost like it changed, but people were trying to pretend about it, and then I couldn't pick. I didn't know what was going on, and then later on, I think it was around 4-5 o'clock. That's when my sister came to me, and then she told me that my mom knew. Okay, no, but before she did that, right? My mom asked her to accompany her on a walk because she was going to see someone, which was odd because usually she doesn't ask anyone to accompany her. She either goes on her own or she takes the both of us, but she only wanted her alone and not anyone else. So they went on the walk, and when she came back, that is when my sister, I was in the room when they came back, and that's when my sister told me that oh, she knows, because she asked me, and like she asked her, is your sister pregnant, did you know about it, and all of that, and she denied knowing it, and then she was in that knowing about it, and then yeah, I don't remember the exact conversation, but yeah, basically she knew. But so I sat there, I was like, okay, that's good, because that's what I wanted. And then so now I was waiting for them to ask me, like, or question me, or sit down with me, or talk to me, or something to happen, but nothing happened. We went to sleep, and then I woke up very early the next morning, and suddenly I was scared. I woke up the next morning and I was scared, and I was like, okay, because I decided that if they're not gonna talk to me, then I'm gonna go and talk to them, and then just let it out, let whatever happens happen. So I went out to the living room, and I was standing outside their bedroom, but I couldn't go in. Eventually I heard that my mom was awake, but my dad had already gone to work. Then she called me. I don't know if she knew that I was outside or she thought I was still sleeping, but yeah, she called me in, and I entered. After I entered, I was like, I need to talk to you about something, and she was like, I just need to talk to you about something. And then she straight out asked me, are you pregnant? And I was like, yeah. And then I was about to explain to her, like, I don't even know what explanation I was gonna give, but yeah, things went south from there. Oh god. So the thing is, my folks were never big fans of my boyfriend at the time, and because of that, they weren't so happy about this news, because they assumed that I'd gotten pregnant to try and trap them into accepting him into the relationship, which was what I was trying to avoid. But yeah, that is the notion that they got, and I tried to explain that that was not it, but yeah, that didn't work out so good. She was so disappointed, like, and then, like, she was so disappointed, and what is it, mama? Yeah, so she was so disappointed, and just like my my dad is heartbroken. He couldn't sleep the whole night, and she asked how far along am I. I told her that I was 6 months, and then she was like, how could you have kept that from me this whole time? I think that also hurt her. It was one of the things that hurt her the most, the fact that I kept it from her the whole time. She was like, why didn't I ever speak to her? Because we've had like chances, like we'd been alone, even though I wasn't living at home. Like we had like multiple opportunities whereby we were just the two of us, and I could have spoken to her, I could have opened up to her, but I didn't, because I was trying to resolve that other matter, that I tried to explain that to her, that I was trying to solve that other problem before opening a new one, and it didn't work out as planned. And then she was like, nah, you did this on your own, you did this on purpose. And so so she just walked out, and then she left me in the room, and I was like, oh my god, I don't know, everything that I was planning on saying, or all the words that I had, like I had the words in my head, I knew what I needed to say, but couldn't get the words out, because like I understood why they were disappointed, because one, it was out of character for me. That was why a lot of people didn't know or believe it when they found out. It was way out of character for me. And then the other thing was, yeah, I'm like the first child. On my mother's side, I'm the first child and the first grandchild, so there's like a whole major, like a lot of people look up to me in the family, or like they have high hopes for me and big dreams for me, and yeah, all of that. So I understood the part of the disappointment, and I knew that I let them down, but yeah. Another thing is I felt like she wanted me to say that I regretted it, which I must confess was something I really didn't want to say. Like I just had that at the back of my mind, and I was like, I couldn't say it because I saw the pregnancy as a blessing, and even though it came the wrong time and the wrong way, especially coming from a Christian family, I still knew that it may be a consequence of something bad, but the result is still a blessing. And I didn't want to ever have, I didn't feel any type of regret or anything, because I don't know how to explain it. Okay, point of the bottom line was, I couldn't say that I regretted it, even though I felt that she was pushing me to say that I regretted what I did. Or rather, okay, I regretted what I did, or rather I regretted that I disappointed them, but I didn't regret the pregnancy. And I guess that's the part that also hurt her, and I'm not sure why. But yeah, so after she left me in the room, I followed her outside. She went to go do her laundry, and then so I followed her, and don't mind her. I followed her there by the laundry, and I wanted to say that I'm sorry for disappointing her and for letting them down, and just I don't know how I wanted to apologize, but I felt like sorry wasn't enough, and I couldn't find other words, so I just followed her and I tried to say sorry. And then she was like, nah, your dad is mad, like he is so disappointed in you. Like he even said that I should pack my stuff and they are going to send me to my new in-laws house. She was like, you are going to go there you're gonna go be their wife, they in-law, they makoti, they maid. So you need to pack your ish and go to them. So he's just she was like, he's just waiting so that he can tell the uncles or the relevant people, and then they will have me packed, and then they're gonna escort me to their place. And I was like, what? I was taken aback. Why? Because I didn't think we believed in that. Like, yeah, we Burundians, right? And I know that happens. I think it's in the Xhosa culture. So I grew up in South Africa. I don't know much about the Burundian tradition, but I know that it happens in the Xhosa culture. I'm not sure about the other cultures in South Africa, but I know in the Xhosa culture it is a tradition. When a guy gets a girl pregnant, the girl's family is going to take her to the guy's place. And yeah, I don't know the rest of it. I don't know much about it, but I know that's what happens. And now it was happening to me, and I was like, what? We do that? No, it can't be. It can't be. It can't happen like that. So but I was like, no, I'm not going nowhere. I'm not doing that. I'm not going to go and live with my in-laws. I live on my own. I'd rather go back to my place. And then so I tried to not focus on that and continue with my apology, and then I apologized, and then yeah, she was just hurt, she was heartbroken. I was like, there's nothing that I can do to make you feel any better. I know that I've broken your trust, I know that I've disappointed you, and I can't really repair it with words, but I can try and build on it moving forward. Because I even went as far as asking her, do you want me to abort the baby? Would that appease you? Not that I was gonna do it, but I just asked it, like, just to be sure that we were on the same track. And she was like, no, I'll never tell you to go and kill an innocent child because of your own foolishness. And in my head I was like, thank God, because we were not gonna click on that. And then yeah, but she was like, yeah, I'm so disappointed, like I'm so disappointed, and I don't think after this I don't think I can ever trust anyone. And yeah, that really broke my heart. But she was like, I don't think I can ever trust anyone, because the way I trusted you was, no, I didn't see this coming. And yeah, I after that I had no words. Like, I had no words. So I went to my room and I decided, yes, let what happened happen. But because like I don't want to run away like a coward and just like go to my place without resolving this issue, because I still felt like I needed to speak to my dad and apologize for disappointing him and letting him down before I left. But so I was like, I'm gonna wait and see how it goes, and if they wanted me to leave, I'm gonna go to my place instead of look at this one. So I was instead, when they decide that it's time for me to go to the in-laws house, I'm just gonna pack my ish and go to my place instead. Because yeah, I don't know if it's standards or what, but I was like, I'd rather move in with the guy than the in-laws. I was like, no, that's a bit too far, and it was out of my comfort zone. So I was like, no. And I waited for the bomb to explode, but nothing was happening the whole day. My mom got ready, went to work, and then later in the afternoon, my aunt then called me. So I've got two aunts, both of whom are my mom's younger sisters. So my aunt, the one who is here, called me and was like, oh no, she texted me on WhatsApp. Yeah, she sent me a WhatsApp text, and then she was like, hello. And then I was like, hi, and she was like, how are you? And I'm like, I am not fine. And so she's usually the person that I go to with anything that I am struggling to open up about to my parents. So she was the person that I used to go to, I talked to, and then she gave me advice on how things go. But with this, I didn't tell her either, because yeah, I had a reason, but yeah, that's a whole different story. But yeah, so she didn't know about this. Apparently my mom had already called her, but I didn't know this when she texted me. So I was like, I'm not fine. And then I was like, I did something and I don't know how to fix it. Everything's falling apart and I just don't know what to do. And then she asked me, so your mom tells me that you're pregnant. And then I started crying, and then she called, and then we talked for a bit, and then she told me to calm down, that she would come over, and she did. So she came over, and then I think it was I'm not sure if it was the same day or the next day, but she came over. My dad came from work the evening, and he didn't speak to me. Like, okay, it's fine, I understand. And then he didn't speak to me. Like, he came in, went straight into his room, ignored me completely. I greeted him, he ignored me. He went into his room, didn't leave, came out. I don't think he ate that day. Yeah, he didn't eat that day. He stayed in his room the whole day. And no, yeah, my aunt came the next day. And then I was trying to find the opportunity to speak to him, but he really didn't want to talk to me. And I was like, okay, it's fine, I'll give you time to cool off. And then next morning he went to work. I forgot to mention this. So my dad, after it was out in the open that I was pregnant, my dad, while he was still avoiding me, I tried, and I was trying to find a way to talk to him so I can apologize. I couldn't, so what I did was I woke up very early one morning, because he used to leave around 6 a.m. vibes. So I woke up like at 5 a.m. so that I can catch him before he left and try to speak to him then and apologize. And so I was like sitting in the living room waiting so that I can catch him before he leaves. But he got out and then was like, why are you here, why are you away? And I was like, I wanted to talk to you about something and confess something to you. And then he was like, I don't want to talk to you. My heart was like, yo. He was like, I'm going to work, I don't have time. Like, okay. Like, he didn't give me the time of day, guys. He was so pissed. But anyway, my aunt came, and then she came in the evening. My dad came in the evening from work again. He didn't want to talk to me. That's when the night, that's when me and my mom, my sister, yeah, just the four of us, we decided, that's when we started talking about like what was going on. And it wasn't a very nice day. Like, it was hectic. A lot of crying happened that day. But yeah, she tried to be the mediator between me, me and my mom, trying to reason with her on why they shouldn't be angry and all of that, or take it or over exaggerate about it. But yeah, it was tough. And my dad was just not giving us the time of day, and I was like, okay. We argued and conversed and tried to come to an agreement on what needs to be done now. But I was just like, whatever y'all decide, I'm good with, but I'm just not going to move in with the in-laws. Like, I can support myself, so I'd rather move in with by myself and then continue living on my own rather. And then that's when they were like, it's fine, now that it's happened, we need to move forward. And then they wanted to meet my baby daddy. They wanted to meet my baby daddy, or rather then he was still my boyfriend. They wanted to meet him the next day. He'd been at my aunt's house before, and we had a big disagreement the last time that, well, the time that I took him to meet my aunt. So yeah, she knew about him. Everyone knew about him, but it was just the relationship wasn't accepted because of various reasons. But yeah, so she was supposed to be the mediator between the two of us. And then so she'd gone to meet him, and yeah, that day me and him had a big disagreement. And so when they asked to meet him again after they found out about the pregnancy, I was like, I don't think that's gonna be necessary, because I wanted to break up with him. So yeah. Oh my god, this is harder than expected. So yeah, I was like, I want to break up with him. And then they were like, but why? Like, after all of this, like, why now? Especially with the amount of effort that I was trying to put into proving that he was a good guy and all of that. So they were like, why end things with him? Because it was like, what? So I told them that he wasn't ready for us, and he said that he seemed to not be ready to be a father either. And it was a matter of not just fear, but rather of choice, he said. And I felt that he didn't see me or the baby as important, and because of that, I didn't want to be a burden to him or his life, or just like string him along. So I was like, I'd much rather let him choose his own path than burden him with things that he's not prepared for, because it felt like I was forcing him into things that he didn't want to be forced into or he wasn't ready for. And I felt like I'd been patient with him for way too long, and the closer I was getting to my due date, I didn't want to I didn't want to have that problem all over me. So now I was stressing about, because I was stressing about him, I was stressing about my parents, and then still keeping healthy and not stress too much, because I was pregnant and I'm not supposed to stress. Before I told them that I didn't want to be with him, I got a call from my second aunt, who was in Tanzania, and she was explaining, she wanted me to give her like the full picture of like my relationship status and what's been going on, and I told her everything. And then she suggested that we'd let the guy choose if he wanted to be a part of our life or not. And then I conveyed that message to my mom and my other aunt. So after I told them about the reasons of why I couldn't be with him anymore, my aunt decided that it was a good decision. And that's when I called him. I was trying to get a meet up with him, but he said that he was busy and kept postponing. Like after the second day, I was like, it's chilled. Whenever you're free, it's fine, then I'll text you, because he didn't seem to be available for a call. He wasn't available for to meet up. So I decided to just text him because I was tired. And that's when I texted him, and he was okay with it, which kind of broke my heart, because yeah, that's a story for another day. Let's leave that topic alone. But anyways, End of the day, I ended up breaking up with him, and he was okay with it. It took longer for my dad to come to terms with everything, but eventually, like after we had that talk, like almost 2 months later, he became okay. Like, he was still mad and still ignored me sometimes, but he was coming along. Yeah, he was coming along. The other thing is, after I said that I was planning on breaking up with him, the thing that the thing I still love and appreciate about my family is that even though they were still angry and upset with me when I said that I wasn't planning on going through with the relationship, they decided to respect that, and that's what we did. Like, that's why they didn't send me to the in-laws like they initially said they were going to do. I'm not sure if they're going to do it anyway, but yeah. So that's when they stopped all that plan, and yeah. But now they are happy grandparents and they love her. But anyways, most of my friends knew before my parents did, which including my sister, even though she denied it. So Rosaline, like I'd already mentioned in a previous video, was the first person to know, and then after her I told my other friend, Bipelo. Like, it was like a month after I found out, that's when I told her. A month? Was it a month? No, it wasn't a month yet. I think it was 2 weeks after I'd found out, or rather 2 weeks after I'd confirmed. That's when I told her, and then I didn't know how to broach the subject with everyone else, because with Rosaline and Bipelo, I was comfortable speaking about anything to them. Like, that's just how our relationship was. And with my other friends, like, we were comfortable talking about everything, but it's just certain topics that we never touched on at all, and therefore it was awkward to just broach that subject. And then so what I did instead was try and put out as many hints as I could and see how many of them could figure out what I was trying to get at. I was thinking my sister was going to be the first to pick it up, but she wasn't. My best friend V picked it up, and like, she found out that same day. She was like, you are onto something. Like, the first hint I threw out, she was like, what the hell is going on? Oh my god, I love her. But yeah, so that's how she found out. She was so happy for me. And then what is it? And then who else? No, nobody else seemed to pick up the hints. Well, I don't really blame them though. It's partly my fault, because so what I was doing was I was posting a bunch of baby pictures, like baby fever vibes. But the problem with that was that I have always been baby fever. Like there's certain times of the year that I just go crazy with wanting a baby and speaking all funny about babies this, babies that, and so they thought I was just going through one of those. But the thing that I did throw that was extra was that I was craving fish, which was the first thing I did though, was post that I was craving fish, even though which is what gave my best friend the hint that nah, this one is up to something, but everyone else didn't pick up on it. So what I was planning was they pick up on the hint, ask me, and then I admit. But yeah, that didn't work out so well, so I ended up telling both Siwe, my flatmate then, as well as my sister. I think it was 2 days after each other. Like, I wanted to tell them on the same day, but that didn't happen. So I told her the day before I went home for a weekend. This was in November, so I was 4 months. yeah, 4 months. I was around 4 months pregnant when I told her, as well as my sister. They were like a day after each other. It was the day before I went to visit home, and that's when I also told my sister. And both of them didn't believe me. They thought I was trying to prank them. Even though I gave them like the scans and everything, they still thought I was trying to prank them. But yeah, like with my sister, I think I almost made her fail because she was writing a test that day. I wasn't away though. So she had an exam that she was supposed to write, and I told her in the morning. She was like, nah. She was like, nah, you're joking. I'm not believing you. And I was like, okay, cool. And then she went to school, and I went back to my place. And while she was at school, just before she started writing, that's when it hit her. Like, she's pregnant. But yeah, she can tell you her version of the story. But yeah, so that's what happened. But yeah, that's it, guys. I might do a video on how my ex reacted and why we broke up. But I feel like it's a very sensitive topic because I can only speak from my side and what I know, and kind of feel like I don't want to like sound like I'm bashing him or bashing anyone. So that's why I feel like it's a bit of a sensitive topic. So if I record it, I don't know if I'm even gonna post it, but we'll see. I do hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you can join the Kwizera family. Until next time, y'all.